here in the Rich Eisen Show studio, literally stopping by on his way out of Southern California after a great week of shows here for the Dan Patrick Show, and also taping more episodes of Sports Jeopardy that's available on Crackle. Good to see you, DP. How are you, Dan?
Good to see you, buddy.
How are you?
Wouldn't it be F. Murray Kill?
Yes. What would you rather do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
F. Murray.
Would you rather F. Murray or kill somebody?
Yeah. Sorry.
No. That's a good one.
Sure, I'm short on sleep. Sorry.
You are, because
Yes,
your
I
call
am.
time here is absurdly early compared to
Yeah.
what you do on the East Coast.
Yeah, very early, and then I get done at 9 in the morning
Yes.
with the show. I'm out the door at 9:10. I'm on the Sony lot at 9:30, and then you start preparing for 4 shows of Sports Jeopardy each day.
How do you, that's incredible.
But it's fun.
Sure.
Like it's still fun to do it, and you got to have energy when you're doing a game show, and you have these dips where you do 3 hours of live radio, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, go over to Culver City, and then go in there, and then you got to have energy again.
Then you're on.
Yes.
Then you're on.
Yes.
And you, like I said, a great week of shows. Will Ferrell showed up, brought you Prosecco.
Oh, by the way,
and then,
your birthday is coming up in June.
It is that,
and
yeah.
I'm not going to be here. So I thought that I would.
Brought back the bottle I gave you.
I was gonna re-gift the re-gift.
Oh my gosh!
So happy birthday!
Thank you.
At the end of June, I think.
Well, yeah, and it is at the end of June, and thank you for that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know what? Susie was excited that I was giving this to you for your birthday
Yeah.
because we were getting it out of the house.
Yes.
Now it's back.
Yeah. Yes, you put it right back where it was.
Wow, Dan,
Yeah.
this is really touching.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I brought you this on
Yeah, you did.
Wednesday, and then Al Michaels stepped in the studio after I walked out, and Al was thrilled to get the whole treatment that
Yes.
you gave him,
Yeah.
where you brought his favorite food in Los Angeles.
We brought the restaurant to the studio.
Now the table.
Yes.
Was the table physically from Toscana
from
as well?
we brought the entire. We brought the chairs and the table, the chef, the linens, the silverware.
We were watching here, and the two Chris's here are like, he's not going to eat that steak. I'm like, he is absolutely
he couldn't
going to
wait.
eat the steak.
8 o'clock in the
It was
morning.
so it was like 10 after 8 a.m. local time.
Oh,
here.
yeah. Yeah, and I just said, go ahead, eat, and I'll do the interview. We'll just, in between bites, I'll ask you questions.
There's nobody like Al in our business, right? I mean, there's nobody like him.
But my guys, the Danettes, view him as the most interesting man in the world.
We do, too.
It's not the Dos Equis guy. It's Al. And
No question.
So we came up with this show that I'd like to do, the steak show, United Steaks of America with Al Michaels.
Yeah, Steak Night in Almerica.
And Almerica, and where he goes around and these steakhouses and does interviews with athletes who come to dinner with him.
And?
I'm hoping somebody will green light it, but
Why wouldn't the NBC Sports Network greenlight something
well,
like
I don't
that?
know.
It's
Yeah,
all in
that's
the
what we're
family,
trying to
right?
figure out. Yeah, well, we'll see. But
It's all in the family
See?
right there.
Al loves to travel, too, right?
Yeah, well, it depends on how he
Well,
travels.
yeah, if it's first-class travel, Al loves to travel.
Did I tell you the first time because, on SportsCenter, I'd never met Al Michaels. First time I ever met him was at the owners' meeting, the NFL owners' meeting, the first one that we covered for NFL Network. So this was spring of 2004 at the Breakers, this posh palm, spot in Florida. And he's coming out after being there for a day. And Howard Katz, longtime executive for ESPN, now with the NFL, says to him, Al, how'd you like the Breakers? And he goes, 2.5 seasons. Got in his courtesy car and drove off to the airport. That's the first time I met Al Michaels. It's 2.5 seasons. I'm like, okay, Al, that's fantastic. And then he's the most interesting man in the world where you could, he's got 15 Pete Rose stories because he was the broadcaster for the Reds.
Yeah.
And the story that he told us that's in his book, too, about how he got to call games initially. He was calling baseball games in Hawaii for the Dodgers organization. And Lasorda suggested him maybe to work with Vince Scully, and he wound up being found somewhere else. And I guess Al Campanis asked Lasorda, how do you know if he's any good? Because aren't you managing? He got thrown out 3 consecutive days.
Yeah.
And he heard.
But I grew up in Cincinnati, so I first heard of Al when he was doing the Reds broadcast.
The Big Red Machine?
Yeah, so I think he only did 1 or 2 years. And then he moved on. And it's one of those where you go, boy, I wonder whatever happened to that guy, Al Michaels. And it didn't take long before you realize, oh, that Al Michaels used to call Reds games when I was growing up. And that's when you listened on the radio.
Right.
Because the radio was so good back then, not all the games were on TV. And, I was treated to Al Michaels doing games at age 26 or 27.
And that's the amazing thing about the business that we're in, Dan, is now you're serving him steak on your own 3-hour radio TV show that's a smash success. And now also a guy that we worked with at ESPN's now working with you at NBC, and Tirico.
Yeah.
And Tirico's now on
Crazy.
NBC right now.
Crazy.
Didn't see that one coming.
I probably saw it, but I didn't know I was seeing it. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But I started to look at it and go, I wonder what's going to happen when Tirico's contract's up. I wonder what's going to happen with Al. So then I reached out to Mike and I said, hey, if I can help you with anything down the road, you let me know. And then, he said, thank you. And I said, he goes, I'll keep you updated. But I didn't even know what that meant. So I think Mike thought that I might have known more than I was leading on, but I didn't.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Paulie goes, you want to have Tirico on tomorrow? I go, why? Well, he's working at NBC. And I go, all righty. I wasn't in the inner circle there,
Right.
and I just proved it. So I said, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's have Mike on. And so he joined us.
As you know, he's a Rolls-Royce broadcaster, and him doing the Olympics, and then I guess Thursday night football. So
Yeah.
Al is doing Sunday night football.
But
it's
you
pretty neat.
forget, like Tirico's 50. He spent half of his life at the mothership.
I know I mean, I didn't spend half my life there.
I mean, I spent 18 years there.
You were there 18.
Yeah, but he's been there for half his life calling games, and so it's a great addition. It's great to be able to get somebody like that can take you through the next 20 years. So very fortunate. But you were talking about people that come in, and it's sort of surreal that here I am, Al Michaels. I'm listening to him and then serving him steak dinner.
Yeah.
Jerry West comes in,
Yeah.
and that was my dad's favorite basketball player. And Jerry West leaves the Golden State game when they lose game one.
Right.
Flies 3 hours, looks like he stepped out of a catalog, and he goes in and comes in and sits in the final hour of the show.
Just shooting it.
Like you're just going, and every time I look at Jerry West, I just think of my father. Like my father would be like, that's Jerry West.
Yeah.
Like you have Jerry West on. And I can't get it out of my mind. I'm supposed to be asking questions, and sometimes I'll just sit there, and I don't even hear his answers because I'm thinking of my dad. I'm going,
That's the logo talking.
wait, if he stops talking, I don't know what I'm going to ask him. So I'll go, guy, that's Jerry West right there. That's right there. And there are very few people that you get that way over because we've been doing this a long time. But there's certain sports royalty that you go, like Dr. J does that to me.
Is that right?
Yeah. Where a funny story, we're in Utah for the NBA Finals. It's Bulls, Jazz, and I had a day off and I went to play golf. Jim Gray says, do you want to go play golf? We're going to play golf. And I said, yeah, all right, I'll play. So I get there and Dr. J's there. So I'm thinking, it got a whole lot more interesting now that I got Dr. J there. So we're playing, we get to a 15th hole, there's a backup. I look over the fence and there's a basketball court and there's a ball outside. So I said to Doc, and it was an adjustable rim. I said, Doc, could we go over there and I dunk on you? And he looks at me and then he realizes I'm being serious. So we put it down to 8 feet.
Yeah.
Doc stood there like this and then I dunked on him. And I went, I'm dunking on Dr. J, and he's allowing me to do this.
Did anybody take a picture of this?
I think Jim did, but I think Jim actually may have turned it around to take a picture of Jim watching us do this, but I don't know if that's true or not. But it was one of those where I went, that's one of the coolest things ever that I'm dunking on Dr. J.
You checked that one off the list.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
in the couple minutes I have left with you, I do want to ask you, Dan, about the Cavs here. Is this it? Do you think this could be it? That this is it for them?
That they win?
The Cleveland fans finally get what they're waiting for, the way that they are playing, and the way that the Western Conference is so competitive right now.
Well,
could
also,
this be it?
You have to think about it, because when you say, could this be it, that could mean two different things. If they don't win, could this be it?
for LeBron.
with Kevin Love, or are there changes, or Kyrie
See,
Irving?
now you're going next level on me.
Yeah,
here.
well, sorry.
Now you're going next level on me. I didn't expect the next level.
I think if you think back to, they were up 2-1 when Kyrie went down with the dislocated knee.
Yes.
Love wasn't even playing. And had you had those guys in there, I think it's a different series. I mean, I think Golden State, there's a little bit of luck here in who you play and when you play them. And
Sure.
I think Golden State was fortunate last year. I think Cleveland was better last year to beat Golden State. I don't know if they're better now to beat them. They're playing better, but Golden State can play better too. I mean, it's an experienced team now. It's another year with those guys.
Yeah.
Draymond Green took his game to another level this year to be an all-star. So as much as we want to say Love, Kyrie, and LeBron, they're healthy. These guys have also raised their game to win 73 games. So I think Cleveland would have beaten Golden State last year.
This current Cleveland team.
Yes.
Would have beaten last
if they
year's
were
Golden
healthy.
State.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Correct.
I do believe that. This year, though, I think Golden State is sort of at a different level. But being from Ohio, would I love to see Cleveland win a championship? No, not really. I'm from Cincinnati. People go, "Oh, the Browns. Don't you feel their pain?" I go, "I'm a Bengals fan."
That's very Sam Weiss of you right there.
You're
from
You're not
Cincinnati.
from Cleveland.
very
Yeah,
Sam
but
Weiss.
I get the Cleveland pain. I
Yeah,
do.
oh, yeah.
I do get it. It is heart-wrenching. But then I wonder sometimes you'll lose your identity. If you win, what is your identity? Like the Red Sox fans were like, "Oh,
Now what?"
Yes. If the Cubs win, they're not going to know how to act.
They won't. Correct, but I think that's a problem they'd love to
I mean,
have.
they're going to, when they sober up and then they
That's
realize
right.
after they've won it, they're going to go, "Hey, we're
That's right.
winners
Your
here."
identity becomes a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think
Says the
about
Red Sox.
losing anymore.
Yes.
So I know you've got to run, Dan. And I know we've got a live read coming up as well. So I'm going to give you your, I know you like to walk off. I'm going to give you your own walk-off moment, again, to hit the post.
Oh,
to
God.
walk off. Oh, I'm going to give you choices.
did
What are our
September
choices?
last
What are our
time.
choices?
Okay, the choices are We Are Family,
We Are Family.
Sister Sledge.
Sister Sledge. What else we got?
Car Wash,
Car Wash.
Russ Rice.
Okay.
Our House, Madness.
Our House.
And of course, you can go to the old reliable September.
September.
Which we know you got down.
Yeah, I know.
And then Lovely
See, that's
Day.
not fair for me to do September again, is it?
I don't
Oh,
know.
We
I
gotta
mean,
go somewhere else, in my opinion.
It's been enough. It's been enough time between.
Yeah.
I
Then we'll
mean,
give you Rich's favorite,
Wait, don't give Dan an out.
Bill
Make him do
Withers,
something hard.
A Lovely Day.
Lovely Day. You can hit the post on Lovely Day. What do you want to choose?
Do I get a time reference on these?
Yeah. Do you know what the time is on the post?
You don't get a time to the post.
I
Would you
do
like to-
not get a time
No,
reference.
would you like to
Time
hear
to
it
post.
first and then?
You can hear it once and then
Hear
hit
it
it
once?
after.
All right.
You want to do that?
Which one? Which one do you want to do?
What was the first one?
We
We
Are
Are
Family,
Family.
Sister Sledge.
You want to do that one?
Yeah, let me hear that.
Okay, play it for him first. Dan's gonna hit the post. He's taking it in. Yeah.
You got a lot to go there.
Hold on. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh, see, that's a lot.
that's a false.
False
It's a
post.
false post.
It's a long one. It's a long one.
Oh, good God.
It's too long.
What was the other? Give me.
What else
Lovely
you got?
Day's short. Lovely Day's good.
Lovely Day.
No, I don't feel that.
Okay.
What else you got?
What else? What else you got? Car Wash. It's got.
Car Wash has a long intro too, though, but it's
Oh, you're clapping. Got that.
I like the little. Wait, come.
What's that? There it is. Just do September. It's the old reliable.
let's do it. September.
Just do
Yeah,
that.
but then I gotta bring back my rap from the last time.
It's the same. Okay, what's the last one? What's our other?
All right,
last two?
I'll do September.
There we go.
And I gotta get it. I gotta go to the
You
airport.
gotta go to the airport. Here we go. Dan Patrick's gonna hit the post in his own walk-off go.
Oh, Super Bad Music Radio, WDJX, Xenia, Fairborn, and Beaver Creek. Oh, we're glad to have you on board. Coming up, we got some tickets to that new J-Lo movie. Oh, is she piping hot? You're gonna love it. It's May, but it's September on The Rich Eisen Show.
Hey!
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.